My closet wasn't empty and I wasn't terribly disorganized, and I honestly wasn't constantly shopping either. But more often than not, I found myself standing in front of my closet frustrated, wondering, why is this so hard? What finally changed things for me wasn't a massive declutter or building a capsule wardrobe or even buying better clothes, but it was a handful of surprisingly boring habits that helped remove the problems that were filling my wardrobe. These aren't glamorous habits, but they made getting dressed easier, my outfits came together better, and my closet was less overwhelming to me. Hello friends, welcome, let's dive right in. The first habit that I applied to my closet is the instant yes rule. If it's not an instant yes, it's probably a no. This goes for items existing in our closet as well as items we're considering purchasing and bringing into our closet. I like to think of it as like, if you're rating it like a test, would you give it a grade of 90% or above? If the item doesn't get that kind of a grade, then it's probably a maybe in your wardrobe. We're gonna get to the maybes in a minute. You might say, I'm not sure if my items are an instant yes. Well, 3 questions I feel like are really helpful to clarify. Does this piece make you confident, comfortable, and does it fit your current body? Not your past body, not your future body, who you are right now. If the answer to all 3 of those is yes, it's probably an instant yes. If not, it's probably a maybe item. If something's only a maybe, is using up space that could be filled with favorites instead. That is very closely connected to my next habit, which is removing the maybes from your closet, or at least removing them from your current very functional closet space. I realized that a lot of my closet was not filled with favorites, it was filled with possibilities. We all have these maybes. Maybe I'll wear it someday. Maybe I'll lose the weight. Maybe I'll figure out how to style it. But all those maybes required work from me. I had to do something to make them work. And at this stage in my life, I am less interested in things I have to work for and more interested in a closet that's gonna work for me. All of the maybes were costing me mental energy each morning getting dressed. And we all know we have limited mental energies each morning, but sometimes by the time I walked out the door, I had also already drained a good portion of my mental energy trying to weed through all the maybes and figure out an outfit that I felt good in. So what do we do with all of the maybes? Well, that brings me to my next habit that has really helped me, and I'm working on it more actively, and that is creating space for the maybes. That could be a maybe bin. I've heard people call it the time will tell bin, the bigger or smaller size bin, the post-pregnancy bin, whatever you want to label it. But what it is a place to put those items that you're not currently using all the time, that aren't easy to reach for and work with your current wardrobe, but you're not quite ready to let go of them. They could be an old size, an expensive item that you kind of feel guilty about purchasing, or some sentimental piece. Then we don't have to go through the hard decision of purging it out and the final goodbye. But over time, if we haven't reached for it, it kind of clarifies maybe this is something that's worth letting go of. Being intentional about the pieces that we leave in our closet is really important. They should be pieces that bring us joy, satisfaction, and completeness, not frustration, decision fatigue, and shame. That's not your wardrobe working for you. So I have a few pieces that are bringing me joy and satisfaction right now. There's some beautiful new pieces that I wanted to share with you. They are from Quince. If you're not familiar with Quince, they make beautiful basics out of high quality fabrics like cotton and cashmere, linen, and at reasonable prices. They work directly with manufacturers so they can keep their quality high and their costs reasonable. So all these pieces were gifted to me by Quince, and this is in partnership with them. All the links will be in the description box below. These first 2 pieces are absolutely gorgeous. They are good for the summer and can carry us right into the fall. The first is the 100% European linen patch pocket wide leg pants. These are so lightweight, airy, and breathable. They fit perfectly. They're comfortable. They have that ankle length. I feel like they are incredibly classy. And I love the patch pocket detail. I think it's like a modern twist to a very classic pant. And then I paired it with this beautiful sweater. It's a cotton linen short sleeve cardigan. This is breathable and soft, but it has a little weight to it. So like I said, it could kind of carry you into some cooler months as well. The fit is perfect. And then this vest top I've had for a while, but I just wanted to show it with these patch pocket pants. This was so classy. It's all linen, but it has a little bit of structure to it, but so cool. And then I got this 100% organic cotton waffle cropped sweater tank. This is so unique because it really has the texture of a sweater. It is thicker, like that sweatery type material, but that woven factor to it makes it look more sophisticated than your classic tank top. I paired it with another piece from Quince that I have had for a bit, the Bella Stretch Barrel jeans. These jeans are so cute and they are so comfy, but they have such a nice structure to them and like classic, timeless, and modern. I will leave all the links in the description box below. The next habit that really helped to slowly remove the problems from my wardrobe is the category reset habit. Sometimes decluttering our whole closet at once can just be frustrating and really fatigue us. I think often we put it off because it's overwhelming. So this is kind of taking bite-sized pieces instead of the whole thing at once. Decluttering, yes, is physically tiring, but I do feel like there's an emotional element to it. It can stir feelings of guilt or insecurities in us, like I paid too much for this, or I don't fit in this anymore. And sometimes tackling the whole thing can take its toll, both physically and emotionally. So doing this category reset is much more manageable. You can literally do a category like all your shoes at once, or like for me, yesterday I did 2 drawers. I scooped everything up out of the drawers, dumped them on the bed, and then I put back into the drawers only those absolute yeses. Then I had a maybe bin and I had a donation bag, which I'll get to in a minute. And as I sorted, I just put things in maybe, donate, or keep. So quickly, it was done. Let's get started. This is sustainable progress, moving the needle a little bit at a time without completely overwhelming ourselves. Before I go to the next habit, if you like content like this, consider subscribing below. I post videos like this often. The next habit I already mentioned, and that is the donation box. Just having a bag or a box that's labeled donations can help us remove problems, put them in the right spot, and get them out of the mix of us trying to get dressed each day. Then when you fill the bag or fill the box, you just drop it off in a donation site and things are done and cleaned out. I'm really trying to be more proactive and having that set aside spot just for those things. So then when I go back and I organize another drawer, I already know I can make a pile for donations, a pile for maybes, and I just carry them to the garage or to the basement and stick them in the right spot. Then they're not laying on the floor, hanging over a chair, sort of continuing to remind us that they're still there and we haven't removed them. The next habit is the one in, one out habit. When I bring something new into my closet, I try to remove something from it. I often will collect a few things, and if they're decent, I will put them on like a resale platform. And then I think, oh, if I make 20 bucks, that's maybe 20% off the purchase I just made. You don't have to sell your items. You can just donate them if that's easier. By doing this, it helps us maintain a closet full of favorites without rebuilding clutter. The next habit, I actually got inspired by you guys. Some of you left comments of similar ideas in some of my other videos, so thank you for this. And that is the hanger test. In your closet, take all of your hangers and turn them the opposite way. In 6 months, anything that hasn't been turned back means you haven't used it. That's an indicator that this is not a favorite item. That might be a purge or a maybe item. It just is very clear that you're not reaching for it all the time. And so leaving it in your everyday wardrobe is not helpful. I hope this video on making your outfits easier and removing problems from your wardrobe has been helpful to you. If it has, consider giving it a like. Leave a comment below on things that you have trouble with getting rid of and things that are problems in your closet. I love hearing from all of you guys. Thank you for joining me. I can't wait to see you in the next video, and bye for now.